Afternoon, welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV, live from Pride Park Stadium. Owen Bradley with former Derby County captain Sean Barker alongside, here to reflect on Derby's goalless draw with Sheffield Wednesday this afternoon. Derby failed to move back into the playoff places. Sheffield Wednesday miss out on the chance to go top of League One. We'll bring you a reaction from Paul Warne in a moment. You'll hear from Joe Wildsmith, Derby's goalkeeper, as well. Kick off with a word from Barks, as always. A chess match is the phrase that seems to be being kicked around to describe the game. What did you make of it?
I thought the first half we had opportunities to maybe do a little bit more, especially in the wide areas with Lewis Sibley and Barkhazen. I thought we showed bright spells. Both teams went at it in the second half. It always felt like it was a bit of a stalemate. There was never a team that showed that extra little bit of quality maybe in the final third or that final pass. Both teams, I have to say, defended brilliantly. Craig Forsyth was absolutely outstanding at the heart of defence. So I'm fairly pleased after the game. It wasn't the most entertaining, but you saw the side go toe-to-toe with one of the better teams in the league, a form team in the league, stop them going top. So for me, it was a positive performance.
Do you think Sheffield Wednesday showed Derby quite a lot of respect today?
I think they were just matched. I thought we showed enough intention to get the ball down, to try and use our width. I thought it kind of swung the game. There was like 10-15 minutes of maybe pressure from one team, then it shifted back in momentum for the other team. I thought it was backwards and forwards, but it was quite cagey in that first 45. The second half, you mentioned it on commentary, that it opened up that little bit more, but they never really felt like either team had that little bit of nous or quality to make the most of those situations. So some games are like that. Some games are just destined for defenders and especially centre halves, and it felt like that was the kind of game today. I thought they defended well. McGuinness and Palmer at the heart of their defence limited Collins, McGoldrick to very few opportunities. And again, going back to Erin Cashin, who was outstanding, and Forsyth, who every time there was a little moment for Sheffield Wednesday, he snuffed it out with his experience and know-how of how to defend the box and how to defend in those central areas. More
from box to cover. Let's get some reaction from downstairs, though. Here's Derby's head coach, Paul Warne.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty equal game, really. I don't think either team done enough to win it. I thought we done really well, and then from about 70 onwards we sort of lost our way a bit, although we didn't have a lot of defending to do. We just didn't have the ball as much as I like. I thought we broke really well. It's just that in the final third I just didn't think we were as smart as I would like. And we nearly got in with the throw-in with Dobbs, nearly got in with Will. Colo nearly got one. There was a lot of nearlies. It was a nearly day, really. So I think, either team would have scored. I think the other team would have gone for it a bit. It felt a little bit like... not that it was the case for the side of the pitch, but both sets of players were like, well, a point's better than nothing. That's sort of as it felt like, and I think the game deserved a goal, and if the goal would have come in early for either team, it would have opened up a bit more. But I thought they're just two good teams cancelling each other out, really. And I've just said to the lads in there, look, I like to think you leave the dressing room today a little bit disappointed that you haven't took all three, because it was an opportunity, but also proud of the fact you've kept another clean sheet, you haven't lost, and you're pretty resilient to play against. I thought our out of possession stuff was really good, but like I said, in the final third I just didn't think we had enough.
Defensively you looked really solid, and that continues the theme, really. Yeah,
really good. Another clean sheet. I mean, it's not like us not to score. It frustrates me, but yeah, clean sheet was really good. I thought the back line were all very good. Sibbs has done really well at left back, Cash and Foz, and Smudge as well, but I thought the standout for me was Foz. He's been excellent for weeks, and I don't normally, give one player praise. That's not really my style, but I thought he was the outstanding player on the pitch.
Talk to me about Lewis Sibley and the change to left back. It's not a position that I think he's played a lot before. How much work he had to do with him?
A little bit, not loads. He gets the game, and it suits him. Everything's in front of him. He prefers it, obviously, if there's someone in front as opposed to a wing back. But I thought, we've tried to calm down his bookings and all that, and he makes tackles when he has to. But I thought at times today he was a good outlet, and especially first half. The way their system was that Sibbs was an outlet, and we kept getting down the sides. I just thought a couple of times we overcomplicate it when it is on to cross. We take an extra pass unnecessarily, but I think we're getting better, and I think it's more like a team that I want to watch. So in that respect, it's really good. We obviously need to add to the squad, but generally speaking, against, like I said, a really good team in very good form, as are we. It just feels like it's just one that might have got away.
And I know you would rather be winning games, but how pleased are you to continue the unbeaten run?
Yeah, really good. I mean, it gives the lads real confidence. I mean, in fairness, the clean sheet wall of Joe's is pretty monstrous now. He's going to have a section of the building at the training ground, but really good. And if you look, it's a really cheesy thing to say, but if you don't win, just don't lose. And we've done enough to at least get a point. And on another day, Will nearly got one at the end, nearly got his toe on it, which would have been good. And it would have been a fitting, goal for a good game. I know it wasn't a good game, as in, it's hit the crossbar, 15 saves, and everyone's ooh. But as an actual game of chess, it was two teams going toe to toe, really. And it's a pity a goal didn't light the stadium up, because it would have been a great day out.
And there is the Derby head coach, Paul Ward. Pretty happy, sure. Yeah,
understandably so. Again, it's a good side, Sheffield Wednesday, that come here full of confidence and great form. I like the fact he mentioned opportunity maybe missed. I thought that was in the first 45 minutes. He was obviously sat next to me in commentary, and I kept on going, urging the wide players to make 2v1s, to make overloads. There was so much space and so much joy down the left-hand side with Sibbs and Barkate. And for me, in those moments when you're playing against a good team and they're showing that little bit of time and opportunity for you, you have to make a little bit more of it. I thought the opportunity was in the first 45 minutes. As the game went on, Sheffield Wednesday just started to control it, especially in the latter stages, where we brought on Mendes Lang and Asula to hopefully regenerate a little bit of energy and pace onto the pitch. But again, you go back, you're playing against a good side, limited there to very few opportunities. I think Wildsmith had to make one really good save. It was just that little bit of click in the final third, that little bit of quality that you normally have. The likes of McGoldrick didn't have that today, and normally he might be the one that would unpick the lock. But in terms of effort, in terms of competing, in terms of going toe-to-toe with one of the better teams in the league, I don't think you can fault the effort, and not surprising, the man who was pleased.
Yeah, and Derby certainly were better in the first half, created more in the first half without really forcing anything remarkable out of David Stockdale. But on the other hand, I mean, Joe Wildsmith, who we'll hear from in a moment or two, has had one good save to make, you would say, on Deli Bashiri, but apart from that, reasonably untroubled.
No, it's some games are for defenders. They are. If you lack that quality in the final third, or that it's not quite clicking the way you want it to, it's then about the defenders doing their job and making sure that you don't lose the game. I've been in numerous games where it's tight. It's a moment of either of magic or a mistake that would change it, that would win the game for someone. That wasn't there. It wasn't on display either. Defensively, everything was sound for both teams. Both teams lacked that little bit of magic and quality. So ultimately, you're in a bit of a stalemate. And games are like that sometimes. And you're playing against two teams, I think, that respected each other, that were willing to go to toe-to-toe. Just neither had enough to win the 3 points, to get the 3 points for me today. And that's, for me, in the position of the club and the team, that's a real positive, because we're trying to break into the top six. They could have gone top this afternoon. That tells you where we are at the moment.
Well, Derby stay just outside the League One playoff places. We'll show you the table in full in a moment. Almost all the games today are finished. In fact, for the weekend as well, the fixture list congestion has eased off ever so slightly for Derby over the last few weeks. Let's get some more reaction for you, though. Big day for Joe Wildsmith, facing his boyhood club for the first time this afternoon. We spoke to him earlier.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always nice to get a clean sheet in any game as a goalkeeper, and I thought obviously the added sort of extra things that are going on today, yeah, it was a real nice touch to sort of get that clean sheet on the board for myself personally. But I thought the team defended great today and were very deserving of that clean sheet.
Yeah, let me ask you about them first. I mean, Craig Forsyth with a couple of important interceptions, but you just look really solid.
Yeah, I think we've looked really solid for a couple of weeks now, and the report outside said that 7th clean sheet under the new gaffer. So I think we're definitely doing something right in terms of sort of the defence side of things. And I mean, we've been scoring a few goals as well recently. So, but unfortunate, obviously today, not to get one ourselves. But if we're not going to win the game, we certainly don't lose, and sort of that's been the mentality. Especially this season going forward, that if we get that clean sheet, then we're sort of halfway to winning the game and certainly not losing.
It definitely feels as though there's that sort of confidence and resilience about you defensively now. Is that what you're feeling as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's great when Cash and Foz are chucking themselves in front of shots and heading crosses away, and it makes my job a lot easier. And then it's just for me to sort of stay concentrated and be ready to make a save if called upon. And yeah, it's been really nice to sort of play in a team that we know going out on the pitch that defensively we are sound, and we can sort of put pressure on another team then, and then go, right, we know we're good here, we're going to come at you, and we know the back door's shut.
I wanted to ask you a little more about how today must have been for you. It must have been strange facing the club where you were for so long.
Yeah, very strange. Just a bit surreal, really, because I've just been there so long, never really known anything but that club. And sort of see some familiar faces, ones I've known for years and years. It was nice, but obviously then down to business and get the job done on the pitch first, and now I can sort of go and see who I need to see and say hello to who I want to say hello to, and yeah, sort of crack on with that. But yeah, it was real nice to sort of play against them, experience that, and now it's done. First time's over, and yeah, I can just sort of crack on with this season, and hopefully we can carry this run going on now.
Did you have to sort of put things out of your mind this week and maybe ignore some messages in preparation for the game?
Yeah, but there weren't that many, to be fair. I think people just sort of left me to it. Didn't want to make too much of it, because at the end of the day it's just another game. Yeah, it's my old club, but I'm playing for Derby County now, and that's my priority. So yeah, just focused on trying to get the 3 points. Obviously we couldn't today, come away with a point and a clean sheet, so I'm happy with that.
They could have gone top of the table today, would have gone top of the table today with a win. Does the fact that you're disappointed that you've not beaten them say something about where the team's at? Yeah,
we knew that before, but we knew that we could go fifth if we won. And yeah, I feel like it was at times 2 points dropped, and it's a bit frustrating that we didn't get that sort of real good chance, because we definitely had play at times that deserved a lot more. But yeah, I mean, we'll carry on. It's a good team performance, and we'll take positives from that and take the confidence into the Burton game.
And there is Joe Wildsmith. Results from the weekend so far: most of the playoff and promotion contenders played last night. Bolton dropping points, Ipswich dropping points as well. Barnsley won at Peterborough, and the big result, the shock result, Port Vale's victory at leaders Plymouth. In the games today, Burton Albion conceded a late equaliser away at MK Dons. That doesn't help either of them a great deal. Shrewsbury beat Lincoln. Forest Green beat Cambridge. Late drama there. Cambridge equalising the minutes ago. Forest Green winning it in the 93rd minute. A man sent off as well. Currently goalless in the late game between Accrington and Oxford. Wickham and Portsmouth play tomorrow. This is what it means for the table. Top two remain unchanged, with Sheffield Wednesday missing the chance to go top this lunchtime. Derby miss out on the chance to go fifth. They do move up to seventh, but they are just a point outside the playoffs, and they do have a game in hand over 5 of the top 6. At the bottom four remains unchanged, and there is a little bit of a gap opening up between them and most of the rest. Derby's next 2 opponents both currently in the bottom 4. That's all from us for now. If you want more reaction to today's game, it's on the website for you, dcfc.co.uk. We're back next Saturday, and you can join us too. Bye-bye.
To organise the 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
In a world more divided than ever, nothing brings us together like the beautiful game. From across the globe we come, to share in the moment, to bathe in the passion, to breathe in the atmosphere. In these moments, football comes first. It unifies, it reunites, it reminds us that we have more in common than we might think. That is what Derby County does. And this month, there's apparently also a World Cup going on, which means you can watch Saturday's game against Burton Albion live on RamsTV wherever you are, even if that's right here at home.